Recently, there's been tons of showcases, trailer reveals, and announcements, and as it turns out, 2024 is even more packed with exciting new titles than we first thought. So, here are a few upcoming Xbox releases that we just found out about. The Contra games have been running and gunning since the 80s, but it doesn't look like they're going to be running out of any steam or bullets anytime soon. Certainly not if Operation Galuga has anything to say about it. Arriving on March 12th, Operation Galuga is a reboot of the original game, which combines fan-favourite weapons and stages with fresh new content. It also throws in the option for 4-player co-op and a host of different difficulty levels to choose from. So whether you've been running and gunning since before you could walk, or you're charging into the Contra series for the very first time, Operation Galuga is the way to go. The original Star Wars Battlefront games featured some unforgettable battles with lasers flying everywhere, speeder bikes zipping by, and that frantic run for cover when an ominous message appears on the screen announcing that Darth Maul has entered the fray. I mean, some of my formative years as a gamer were spent huddled next to my original Xbox just mowing down clankers in the good name of the Republic. And on March 14th, we're going to get to enjoy these brilliant third-person shooters all over again thanks to the Classics Collection. It contains both of the original Star Wars Battlefront games, plus a bunch of bonus content and the option for 64-player online multiplayer. So you know what? Expect those battles to be even more unforgettable this time round. Another Crab's Treasure is a crustacean-based Souls-like, bear with me, in which players get to wander the wide, watery world of the deep blue sea as a humble hermit crab. Honestly, sounds really cute, but the unique thing about this game is that you can swap out the hermit crab's shells using everything from a tin can to a handgun, and these can pick up new abilities to help you wallop your fishy foes. And once you then start mixing in all the different weapons you can collect and the special techniques you can learn from other underwater creatures, you've actually got a seriously deep combat system to play with. Based on the manga from Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama, Sandland is an action RPG that's set in a desert world that's light on water, but heavy on demons. And playing as one such demonic fellow, players will get to guide their band of heroic misfits through the game's sandy land in their own custom-built vehicles. From rumbling tanks to jumping robots, you can upgrade each vehicle with all manner of weapons and other parts to help you fend off the monsters, bandits, and just other bad news that you might encounter in the desert. With its vibrant anime graphics and explosive vehicular combat, Sandland looks like a great place to spend some time, and you'll be able to do just that from April 26. A new era of strategy gaming is about to begin though, and we now know exactly when. Manor Lords comes to PC Game Pass on April 26th. Playing as a medieval lord, you'll get to start your very own town, using a gridless building system to lay it out exactly the way you want, before taking charge of its production chains, resource management, residential areas, and, well, everything really. Once you've got things running smoothly, or as smoothly as things ever ran in the era where leeches were considered medical equipment, it's time to expand your domain. Manor Lords features large-scale, real-time battles that are pretty exhilarating to take part in, but they always come at a cost. So, make sure it's really worth it before you start handing out the halberds. Let me just prepare you a bit for the next one because I don't think it's like any game you've ever seen before. It's like Wallace and Gromit, but with less of an emphasis on cheese. It's called Harold Halibut, and it's a stop-motion animated adventure which is coming straight to Game Pass during the early part of 2024. And that's perfect for me because it means we shouldn't have to wait too long to dive into the underwater world of this quirky narrative game, which revolves around an Ark-like spaceship which fled Earth 250 years ago in search of a new home and which now resides at the bottom of an alien ocean. Playing as the lab assistant to a brilliant scientist who's still kind of working on an escape plan, you'll get to play a pivotal role in their experiments and meet a whole cast of zany characters in the process. Not only that, it's probably the most unique looking game I've ever seen. I quite literally cannot even fathom how they did this. Sometimes, on rare occasions, a game's title will give you all the information that you really need to know about it. Killer Klowns from Outer Space is one of those games, for example. But if you still need to know a bit more, well, Killer Klowns from Outer Space is an asymmetrical multiplayer game, kind of like games like Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th, and it's based on the 1988 movie about clowns from outer space who kill people. Okay, all on the same page? Great. Now, whether you're playing as the Klowns and hunting humans with an arsenal of bizarre extraterrestrial weaponry, or you're taking command of the survivors and searching for a way to ward off these pesky space invaders, Killer Klowns from Outer Space looks like a true laugh riot, and it's going to be here on June 4th. We've been blessed with a lot of them lately, and if you've been loving all of the Persona games that have been hitting Xbox, then you need to check out the series that started it all, Shin Megami Tensei. So, you know what? That's extremely convenient then, because the most recent game is going to be coming to Xbox for the very first time on June 21st. Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance is a new version of the critically acclaimed 5th entry, which adds a whole new storyline, new locations, and more to the demon battling RPG. In the meantime though, to keep you busy, you'll find all sorts of games that initially spun off from Shin Megami Tensei like Persona 3 Reload, Persona 5 Tactica, and Soul Hackers 2, and all of them available on Game Pass. You're welcome. Now for a big one. On June 21st, Elden Ring players will be getting taken to a dark new place with the new expansion, Shadow of the Erdtree. As you journey through the land of Shadow, you can expect to face off against some formidable new adversaries like this great big fiery dude, and this awful snaky thing, and whatever the hell that thing is. Ugh. To be fair though, Shadow of the Erdtree does promise some new weapons and equipment for players to wield as well. Here's hoping that there's some especially powerful stuff in the mix, because these guys don't look like they'll be going down too easily. Do you know what? Even a character as timeless as Mickey Mouse can use the odd touch-up now and then, which is why we're getting a brand new version of his 2010 adventure, Epic Mickey, later this year. This innovative third-person adventure put kind of a dark spin on our beloved rodent pal by sending him to the wasteland that forgotten cartoon characters are banished to. Fortunately though, he's got a magic paintbrush which players can use to alter the world around them. Paint very carefully though, because each brushstroke can have a major effect on the game's story, with multiple endings on offer. Rebrushed spruces up the visuals and adds some new gameplay mechanics, allowing Mickey to pull off a whole bunch of new moves. I'll tell you what, it's not bad for a guy who's almost 100 years old. But if you want to hear more about these sweet looking titles and all the other big games that are coming to Xbox this year, make sure you hit that subscribe button and let us know down below which ones we should make a video on first. Bye!